Welcome back to the channel, my HEX and PulseChain family. If you're new here, if you're brand new to PulseChain and HEX, this video is specifically for you because I'm going to teach you how to claim your free PulseChain airdrop. Now, you've probably heard about this. PulseChain is the most hyped crypto launch in all of history so far up until this date, and one of the reasons it's so hyped up is that everybody that was holding coins on a particular date now has a free copy of those coins in their MetaMask wallet if you were holding it in a self-custodied wallet such as MetaMask or a couple of others like Coinbase wallet. But there's a lot of misinformation out there. You know, a lot of people are posting on Twitter that have no idea what they're talking about and they're just spreading false information. So I'm going to clarify everything for you. By the end of this video, it's all going to make sense. I promise, guys. Stick with me till the end of the video because I'm going to explain to you some certain things, some tools to make your life a whole lot easier when navigating PulseChain because it's so new right now and the tools are still being developed to make the user experience easier. But I'm going to walk you through step by step how to claim the airdrop, and it could not be easier. You just have to pay attention. This is a complete, fast, easy beginner tutorial, so let's get right into it. What did I just say, guys? If you held any coins at all in your wallet, in your MetaMask wallet or another wallet where you own the private keys to that wallet. Now, if you don't own your private keys, you don't get the airdrop. Sorry, but not your keys, not your coins. That's what we've been saying since day one. That's the motto in crypto. But if you held coins on May 12th or May 13th. May 13th for Americans, for Europeans it was May 12th just due to the time zone difference. If you held any ERC20 tokens, that means any tokens that lived on the Ethereum blockchain, congratulations, you now have a dual copy of those exact same coins over on the PulseChain network. And people are very confused by this. They don't understand what it means. I'm going to break it down as simply as possible. You literally have a clone of all your coins, same code, same smart contract, same token, just copied onto a different identical network. See, PulseChain is a fork of Ethereum, meaning a code split of Ethereum, basically a clone. But unlike most clones of Ethereum, like Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, all these other ones, PulseChain decided to copy the entire system state along with the blockchain itself, meaning it copied everybody's account balances, everybody's token balances, public addresses, all that stuff. So if you were holding Shiba on Ethereum on May 12th, congratulations, you now have another version of Shiba on the PulseChain network. You have two identical copies of the coin. You have two coins essentially, but they do the exact same thing. It's the exact same code. If you held HEX, a lot of PulseChain users held HEX, okay? HEX holders like myself are bootstrapping adoption over on the PulseChain network. Well, you now have the Ethereum version of HEX and the PulseChain version of HEX, so congratulations. And both of these coins now have a price in US dollars, but not necessarily the same price, okay? So I want to dispel that myth. Anyone thinking you're just going to double your USD value of all your coins overnight, that's not how it works, okay? It's a free market, and so people are going to trade, HEX on one blockchain and HEX on another blockchain, and they're going to assign different prices to them, which may or may not equalize and reach parity over time. But right now, the coins that we do see thriving over on the PulseX exchange are the coins with large communities that are actually trying to adopt it over on the new blockchain, that actually have a voice over on the new blockchain. And honestly, guys, not all of your ERC20 tokens are going to have any US dollar value at all right now. It's all up to the people in the free market of whether or not they want to trade the token over on PulseChain as opposed to on Ethereum. And a lot of communities are choosing to trade their tokens on both, right? ApeCoin, PepeCoin, Shiba, a lot of these meme coins, we can actually see the communities have bridged over into PulseChain and now have assigned a US dollar value to both of their coins. So if you're holding any of these meme coins, you might have a pretty good chance that you now have some US dollar value on two blockchains, which is really awesome, okay? Let's take a look, all right? This is a list of all the liquidity pairs on the PulseChain mainnet. You can see, just go to dexscreener.com, and you've got to scroll down here on the left-hand side, click on the PulseChain network, okay? This over here on the left-hand side is a list of all the blockchain networks. And over here on the right-hand side is a list of all of the tokens, aka smart contracts, aka coins, that live on top of the blockchain, okay? So on the left, you've got your blockchains. There's a ton of them, okay? Only a couple are really any good. But you've got PulseChain, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum. These are some of the big three, And again, on the right-hand side, these are your tokens, your coins. And when we say smart contract, guys, for the newbies out there, I want to break it down. Every crypto coin you have is technically a smart contract. You can't make a crypto coin without an underlying smart contract. All a smart contract is a block of code that defines the parameters for the coin in question, right? How many coins exist? What's the inflation schedule like? What does the coin do? Does it do anything interesting? Most of them don't, okay? So these are your coins over here that you can pick from on each blockchain. You go to Ethereum, you get a different list of coins, right? Because every decentralized exchange on all these blockchains are trading different coins. But you'll notice that between Ethereum and PulseChain, because PulseChain's a clone of Ethereum, a lot of the same coins that we're trading on ETH are now also trading on PulseChain, plus a lot of new ones, a lot of really new and interesting ones. Here we can see the top pairs are obviously PulseX, INC, HEX, obviously HEX, because these were all created by the founder himself. Not to mention there's a huge community backing each one. So the communities are really what matters here when it comes to the popularity, the number of transactions going on, the volume, the liquidity. It's all about the community driving the adoption of their own coin. But you could see meme coins, and I don't like meme coins, but Pepe decided to focus their attention over on PulseChain, and the forked Pepe coin now has a value over on the PulseChain network. So it's $44,000 of liquidity. It's not a whole lot. But if you had Pepe again, on May 12th or May 13th, check in your wallet, you now have Pepe on PulseChain too. You have Pepe that's worth one price on Ethereum, and you have Pepe that's worth a different price on PulseChain. Like with HEX, for example, a lot of people out there are just looking at the Ethereum price of HEX, and they're making this critical mistake that I don't want you to make because I don't want you to sound stupid out there, all right? Because a lot of people are doing this, having no idea what they're saying. They're looking at the HEX price, for example, and they're saying, oh my God, in the last week, look at how much HEX went down. Oh, HEX is dead, blah, blah, blah. They couldn't be more wrong because guess what? Everybody has 2 hexes now. Look at this guy over on the right-hand side. This guy's a moron. They think they're so smart, these people. They have no idea that what's actually happening is that a lot of coins that have strong communities behind them that are choosing to value their token on both blockchains, well, for them, it's kind of like a stock split event because you now have double the coins. Yeah, the prices are lower, but you have double the coins. And so you'll find that the price of HEX before the fork happened was about 3 cents, right? Now the price of HEX on Ethereum is about 1.6 cents, but what's the price of HEX on the PulseChain network? Price of HEX on the PulseChain network is 1.8 cents. Now, let's do the math, guys. What's 1.6 plus 1.8? 3.4 cents. So when you look at it that way, the US dollar value that you have is pretty much the same, if not a little bit higher than it was pre-fork. So when the blockchain forks, you get 2 coins that might go down a little bit in value, but they add up to more than the price of the coin pre-fork in certain cases like HEX, okay? Certain coins like Pepe, certain community-driven coins like, Shiba, maybe Ape token, I'd say those coins probably have a pretty good chance because it's all really up to the people if they want to value their coin on another blockchain too. But if you want to know, does my coin have any value, you're probably going to have a better chance joining these coins with active communities that are driving the price up of their coin on both blockchains. So don't listen to the naysayers that just don't understand, oh, price went down. Those guys are idiots, right? They have no idea that we now have doubled the tokens. And again, prices don't stay down forever. And if you want to look at dips like buying opportunities, well, that's how people get rich in the long term. And again, in crypto, guys, what do we always say? Long-term holders win, traders always lose. If your time horizon isn't a year or more, should be like 2, 3, 4 years, you're not going to make it in crypto, okay? All these day traders are just angry and jealous that we are out here winning, giving free airdrops, free PulseChain airdrops to everybody. Well, the non-believers are just missing out. They're just missing out on awesome opportunities right now. So how do you claim your airdrop? Guys, you don't claim anything at all. You were either holding the coins in your wallet at the May 12th, May 13th date, or you weren't. But if you were, well, you just get the copy. You don't have to do anything. All you had to do was have custody of your own coins in your own MetaMask wallet. I'm going to assume everybody has MetaMask. If you don't, you really need to. Okay, if you're new here, get MetaMask. It's the best we got right now. It's not perfect. It's the best we got. And then boom, you got the coins copied over. Okay, all you had to do was be holding them in your wallet. I'll say it one more time. There's no button. Don't fall for scams. Okay, there's a lot of scammers out there saying, oh, click this button to claim your PulseChain airdrop. They are scamming you. Do not fall for that. You don't have to do anything as long as you were holding the coins. Now, how do you go identify those coins in your wallet? Guys, it's really, really easy. I'm going to give you a 2-step process. Here's how you identify the coins in your MetaMask wallet. You just need to switch networks, okay? There's a setting in MetaMask to switch networks, but it's even easier than that. You don't need to do anything besides click 2 buttons. Go over to app.pulsex.com. This is the primary trading platform, the decentralized exchange on the PulseChain network. It's called PulseX, all right? It's really, really simple. It could not be easier. You just click Connect Wallet up here, all right? You pick your MetaMask or whatever other wallet you have. There's other options. I've got MetaMask. I click MetaMask. The wallet opens, and I will just get a notification. Do you want to allow this website to add the network for you? So you don't even have to type in all these things. The computer will do it for you. The website will do it for you. This just inputs a brand new network into your MetaMask wallet. Now, there's all kinds of different blockchain networks. Bitcoin is its own network. Ethereum is its own network. And PulseChain is its own network, okay? And then like I said earlier, there's many coins built on top of networks. So if you're brand new to crypto, that's how it works. PulseChain is the network itself. Sometimes we call it a layer 1. It's like the road that everybody drives on. Then all the coins built on top of it, coins like PulseX, coins like HEX, coins like Hedron, these are like the cars that are driving on the road, okay? So in order to add a new road, a new highway onto your MetaMask account, you need to just approve this right here. There's no catch. It's really, really easy. Click approve, and the PulseChain network will be added already. Then it says, do you want to allow the site to switch the network for you? And it couldn't be easier. You just flip-flop from ETH mainnet to PulseChain mainnet. So you're going from one network to another. Imagine they're like different countries, and in every different country, there's a whole bunch of different coins you can buy. Ethereum, Avalanche, Phantom, there's so many different blockchains, aka networks, aka layer 1s, that host so many different tokens, aka smart contracts, aka coins. I hope this is making sense. We use a lot of terminology here, so I'm trying to teach you the terminology along with the tutorial on how to claim your PulseChain airdrop. Click switch network, okay? Boom, I've switched network, and here we are. I can see I've got my PLS balance, and I've got my HEX balance because I had some HEX in my wallet before May 12th. So if I had 1,000 HEX over on Ethereum, well, now I have 1,000 HEX that's native to PulseChain. Now, I don't want you guys to get tripped up, okay? So it's kind of confusing for newcomers, but basically because there's two versions of every coin, right? Because we copied the Ethereum system state, well, you now have to be careful of which coin you're selecting in the dropdown. If you want to trade one coin for another, right? Let's say I want to trade PLS for something else. Well, I can either trade it for HEX, and this is the HEX that's native to PulseChain. This is the copied HEX that just lives on PulseChain. Or I can trade it for HEX on Ethereum. Some people are choosing to call this EHEX, right? The little letter E denominates that this came from the land of Ethereum, okay? And it came from Ethereum and it was bridged in to the PulseChain network. Now, if you want to learn about the bridge, that's a different video. PulseRamp.com, check it out. You can probably figure it out yourself, PulseRamp.com. But people are bridging their Ethereum coins into the PulseChain network, so now we have two copies and we have to differentiate. If you look really closely at the logo right here, you'll see that the one that's native to PulseChain, the coin logo that's native to PulseChain, has a little blue and red circle around it, whereas the one that came from Ethereum has a little Ethereum colored purple circle around it. Okay, and it's kind of hard to see right here, but you got to look closely and you got to make sure that you're selecting the right coins, because I don't want you guys to do what a lot of people have done, and they've lost tons of money already by making these fatal mistakes, by swapping for one version of a coin that they thought was a different version that actually didn't have any value, and they lost all their money. What do I mean? Particularly, this is a problem with stablecoins, okay? When you're picking stablecoins, you really need to know this. Listen up right now. Listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. The copied version of stablecoins over on PulseChain will not maintain their $1 peg. Why? Because stablecoins are issued by a centralized company, all right? They're backed one-to-one by dollars in the bank at that company, for like USDC, for example, and the only valid stablecoins in the eyes of that company are pretty much going to be the ones that they issued on the Ethereum blockchain, okay? So when we copied all the coins, yes, USDC was copied as well. All the stablecoins were copied, but the copied stablecoins are not going to hold their value. So if you're trying to trade, let's say, Pulse for USDC, make sure you're selecting the right one. Now, what's the right one, guys? Again, the copied one has no value, or very little value. It might be worth like a fraction of a penny. So we don't want the native PulseChain USDC coin, right? We want the one that was bridged in from Ethereum, because we know that the one that was issued on Ethereum actually has its value backed by the company that issued it on Ethereum. So when we're trading for stablecoins in particular, do not fall for this trap. Do not add the PulseChain stablecoins. Add the ones that came from Ethereum. So if you're picking USDC or USDT or DAI, you want to make sure that you're picking the DAI that came from Ethereum, not the DAI that's native to PulseChain. You want to make sure you're clicking the USDC or the USDT from Ethereum. See, this one will show you an actual dollar value, whereas if I click on the PulseChain native one, look, for 1,000 Pulse, I'm getting $11,000. Does that seem right to you? Just kind of think about it for a little bit. All right, if you miss the colors, if you're colorblind, or if you don't know how to read, at least kind of do some rough mental math and say, well, if I'm trying to swap 1,000 Pulse for $11,000, but I know Pulse is only worth $0.0002, that's not right. Something's not right here, okay? Make sure you go back make sure you switch to the right stablecoin. I've seen people lose literally all their money from this one thing. Pay attention, all right? Other coins in the default list like PulseX, these are all fine. These are all native to PulseChain network itself. INC tokens, another cool one. And then guys, wrapped pulse, if you're wondering what wrapped pulse means, it's always exchangeable one-to-one for pulse. Basically, long story short, pulse itself is not an ERC20 or a PRC20 token standard. So pulse, the token, needs to wrap itself and become a PRC20 so that it's tradable with every other coin and it behaves just like, a crypto token built on top of the network rather than being the base layer 1 network coin itself. That's a little complicated. You really don't need to worry about that right now. All right, what's next, guys? What's next? That's how you connect your wallet to the new network, okay? And if you want to connect it back, guys, just go to your MetaMask, go up here where it says PulseChain, right? Now, you just flip-flop between PulseChain and Ethereum, PulseChain and Ethereum. If you're back on Uniswap again, you're going to want to go back to the Ethereum mainnet. Watch, if I go back to Uniswap right now, I'm still connected to PulseChain, right? This Uniswap lives on the Ethereum blockchain. This is the exchange on Ethereum. So I need to go and it says, look, your wallet's network is not supported. That's because I'm still on PulseChain. I need to go back to Ethereum and flip-flop networks. Look, I go right back. It's just the buttons appear for me. Couldn't be easier, okay? I go back to PulseX. I switch my network back. It's easy. The buttons just appear for you, all right? Now, how do you check how many coins you have in your wallet? Well, when you first open your wallet, guys, look. When you first open your wallet, you're not going to see all of your tokens in here, okay? And it's hard to import your tokens if you're a newbie. It's really hard to go in and search for all of them and add them manually. There's an easy way to add all of your tokens to your wallet that you might have had over on the Ethereum blockchain. All your Shiba, all your HEX, all your Ape coin, whatever you're into, all right? You're going to go to this website here, lightbeam.xyz, lightbeam.xyz. I'll put the link in the description below. It's really, really easy. You just copy your address to the clipboard, you copy and paste it, and you just begin scanning, all right? And this is going to scan and find all the tokens for you, and it's going to pop them into your MetaMask, and it's going to, look, there they are. It's going to add all the logos, and it takes about 30 seconds or less. Just select all, and then add and return, and then look, your MetaMask comes up, and it just adds all these tokens for you. It's all the garbage tokens too. People just airdrop me random tokens. It's going to add everything you have. Every meme coin that you have, everything. And you just keep going through, adding them one by one. And once you're done with that, look, you can go see all my nice little logos are in here. All my token balances are now in my MetaMask on the PulseChain network. So pretty simple process, right? Just wanted to walk you through how to do that because a lot of people might be checking their wallets and just there's no coins there. And they might be thinking to themselves, oh, I don't have any tokens over there. You probably do. You probably have a lot of tokens. In fact, if you had any tokens at all, again, before May 12th, they should be right here. So use this scanner app, put your public address in here, copy, paste it. It's going to find all your coins for you. Okay, could not be easier. Now here's another little tip. Okay, I hope you're still following along because there's a bunch of tips that you need to know if you're going to play around on the PulseChain network. All right, if you're on the trading platform PulseX, but you don't see your token in this default list, look, the default list only gives you a couple options: HEX, INC, PulseX, wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Ethereum. These are all good. Okay, these are all good coins in my opinion. But what if your coin's not there? All right, what if your coin is not there? Well, I have a coin called Hedron. All right, and I want to see my Hedron up here. How do I know where to get that from? There's two ways to do it. All right, we can go to my MetaMask wallet. We can go down here and see, look, I've got this many Hedron tokens. We can click here, up in the three dot menu here, and we can go to View Asset in Explorer. Okay, this View Asset in Explorer is going to get you the contract of Hedron. Okay, this is the smart contract address. Every coin has its own address. Just like you have your own address so people can send you coins, every coin also has its own address, and it looks like this. So you're going to copy that, and you're going to go back to PulseX. You're going to go ahead and go into this drop-down menu and just paste that address right in here, and boom, look, Hedron shows up. We import that in here. You click I understand, import, and then now you can go ahead and see Hedron as one of the many tokens in this list. It'll say added by user. I've also added the fiat token. It's pretty cool. You can trade any coin you want for any coin you want. It doesn't matter if it's in the default list. You can add them manually like I just showed you. Also, if you want to go over to dexscreener.com and let's say, PayPayCoin. I don't like PayPayCoin. Okay, I'm not promoting it. Look, looks kind of like a pump and dump to me. Those green candles got to come down at some point, right? But if you wanted to drill into PayPayCoin and find the actual contract address, right? Well, go over on this right-hand side here where it says Pepe USDC. Scroll down, go where it says Pepe. This is the coin. This is the coin's address, okay? You can really quickly copy paste it. Click on it. It copies the clipboard. Go back to PulseX. Go over here. Paste it again. There it is, Pepe. You can import that. I'm not going to import it. I have no interest in Pepe at all. Just wanted to use that as an example. So you can find it in 2 places. Again, MetaMask. Click on your coin. Go to the 3-dot menu and view an asset explorer. Find this thing, copy paste. Or really simply, if you just want to go back to the PulseChain section on DEX Screener, find the coin you want to trade for. Let's say I want a POO token. Literally, POO token, guys. Come on. Let's say I want to go trade POO token. Well, again, what do? I go to DEX Screener, scroll down on the right-hand side, find where it says POO. People wonder why crypto's a joke. They copy-paste this, click on it. Again, back to PulseX, drop-down menu, paste it. There you are. That's how you import a token. All right. If you don't see your token on the drop-down default list, that's okay. All your tokens are there. So any token that you now have in MetaMask from doing that token scanner thing that we just did, well, you can also trade them by copy-pasting the address in here too. So you need to make sure you do both of those things if you want to trade more exotic coins that aren't in the default list like HEX, INC, PulseX, and all of our favorites. Okay. Now here's the last cool thing that I will show you before we wrap up the video. This is a bit advanced, but again, a lot of people, like I mentioned earlier in the video, they're bridging their assets using pulseramp.com, otherwise known as bridge.pulsechain.com. This is what it looks like, the bridge, okay? And people can bridge any asset from Ethereum, right? So look at all these tokens, right? You could trade these coins that are on Ethereum, any of these coins, right? And you can bridge them from the Ethereum network into the PulseChain network. Think of it like they're moving from a different country, okay? So I've got a couple of HEX over here, 900 HEX. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and bridge that all into the PulseChain network. Now, when I do that, remember how I just said that every coin has its own contract address? Well, when you bridge in a coin from Ethereum to PulseChain, it's not going to have the same contract address that it had on the Ethereum blockchain. It's going to have a new contract address. So the copied version of the token, remember the copied HEX that you have? That has the same address over on the PulseChain network. But the bridged in asset from ETH to PulseChain, when you bridge it in, it has a different contract address. Try to follow along with me here. The more you can understand, the less likely you will wreck yourself on PulseChain, okay? And you can make money too. You can make more money this way if you really know what you're doing and understand at a fundamental level. So HEX has a contract address. It's 0x2b, blah, 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 some long string of letters and numbers, okay? This contract address is the same on Ethereum as it is on PulseChain. So Ethereum native HEX has one contract address. PulseChain native HEX has the same contract address. But when I bridge Ethereum HEX into PulseChain, we call it EHEX, right? You could see over here, we call it EHEX over here, right? To denominate that it came from Ethereum. Well, EHEX has a different contract address. How are we going to find that different contract address? Okay. If we want to trade EHEX over on PulseChain, why might we want to do this? Well, some people are betting that EHEX will recover and they want to buy it with cheaper fees on PulseChain, right? Rather than buying it on the Ethereum network where it costs you $20, $50 to trade, they can buy it over on PulseChain for less than $1, for like 30 cents. So if you want to find this contract address and make sure that you're using it the right way, you can go to this app here. It's called pulsecheck.anvil.app. Now, let's do the same thing for Hedron, right? I've got this coin that I like in my wallet called Hedron. Now right here, look, you can see in my wallet right now, I've got this Hedron over on the Ethereum mainnet. Look at the top here. It says I'm on the Ethereum mainnet, right? But if I were to bridge this Hedron over into the PulseChain network, what would it become, guys? It would become eHedron, remember? Because it's a different contract address when it comes from the Ethereum network into the PulseChain network. So you've got the Hedron native to ETH, you got the Hedron native to Pulse, but when I bridge Hedron from ETH to Pulse, it becomes eHedron. So we need to differentiate that with a unique contract address as well, because they're two technically different coins on different blockchains. Even though they're the same code, they're coming from different places, all right? So if I want to know what the contract address of Hedron from Ethereum would be, so there's a bunch of people bridging Hedron from ETH to PulseChain. And if I want to trade that eHedron over on PulseX, the trading platform, I need to make sure I have the right contract address. Because again, it's not going to be the normal Hedron contract address. It's going to be a new one because I'm bridging it in. So I click here, right? I click here on my Hedron. I go to the three dots, view in Asset Explorer. This is the Hedron contract address, 0x3819. We copy that. We go over to the pulsechecker.com. We paste it in here. And look, we can see that 0x38 blah, blah, blah is regular Hedron, both on Pulse and Ethereum. But the bridged token on PulseChain is 0xABF blah, blah, blah. Okay? It's called Hedron from Ethereum. Again, when it comes over from ETH into Pulse, this Hedron's in a foreign country now. So technically it's got a different passport. It's got a different string of letters and numbers. All right. So we copy this. This is Hedron from Ethereum. And we can copy this address just like we did earlier, right? And if we want to trade eHedron, we go back to PulseChain. We're going to switch networks. Okay. Switch networks back again. Go down here. Paste it in there. And then boom, we've got, see, Hedron from Ethereum. It's not the regular Hedron that's native to PulseChain or the Hedron that's native to Ethereum. It's Ethereum native Hedron that now lives temporarily in the PulseChain ecosystem. So people can trade in and out of this all day long if they want to. And again, tokens whose communities decide that their coin has value on both blockchains are going to be very happy about this. Hedron is one of those many coins that people are choosing to say, okay, well, Hedron's worth, X amount of money on Ethereum, but it's also worth X amount of money on PulseChain. So congratulations, Hedron holders as well. All of you guys got an airdrop too, and your dollar value is probably worth a little bit more than it was pre-fork. And if not now, then wait a couple months and we'll see. You know what I mean? Prices go up and down, but in the long run, crypto goes up and to the right. In the long run, okay? So just make sure that you know which coin you're trading. Now I've got two Hedrons in here, right? I got to be careful. Just read the line underneath it. This is Hedron that I had to add manually, but it's the PulseChain native Hedron. This is Hedron that I also had to add manually, but it's the Hedron from the Ethereum blockchain, okay? These are all tokens that you need to really focus on and make sure you're picking the right one because it gets confusing out there, okay? But congratulations, enjoy your free airdrop, enjoy your free money, and thanks for sticking around till the end. I'll let you guys in on a little secret, okay? If your coin community wants to back the value of your token over on PulseChain, what a lot of people are doing is they're actually pairing up a lot of liquidity for their HEX and PulseChain versions of the coin. Look at this, for example. HEX is leading the way on this. HEX is the first coin to experiment with doing this. And what we're hoping to do is prove to the world that you can have a duplicate coin ecosystem with two values on each chain. And just, the more the merrier. The rising tide lifts all ships, and both coins can go up and down together in price by liquidity bonding. That's a totally separate video, liquidity bonding, but just look right here on dexscreener.com. The HEX-EHEX pair is tied together, meaning you can always trade one bridged Ethereum HEX for one PulseChain HEX. And you can always trade one PulseChain HEX for one bridged Ethereum HEX. It's got $10 million of volume in the past 24 hours. It's got $12 million of liquidity. 12 million. Guys, that's the 10th largest liquidity pair in all of PulseX right now, okay? So this is a pretty cool thing that we're trying out to prove that if you have a strong community behind your coin, you can bridge your Ethereum coins over to back the value of your PulseChain native coins. And once there's a lot of liquidity in these pairs, well, when someone buys eHEX, HEX goes up too. When someone buys HEX, eHEX goes up too. Now, it'd be cool to see other communities trying this out. Maybe the Pepe community, the Shiba community, the ApeCoin community. There's a lot of coins out there that have really die-hard communities behind them. And more power to you guys. If you want to do this and lead the way and bridge your coins over from Ethereum to PulseChain, well, not only is it a cheaper, faster ecosystem, gas fees are like 50x lower than Ethereum, right? So it's way cheaper, but you can choose to back the value of your Ethereum coins to their PulseChain counterpart so that they both go up and down together because they're locked in that liquidity pair. Now, it's a complex subject, but when it clicks, you'll get it, okay? There's a light bulb moment that when it clicks, I think you'll be very excited. It doesn't happen overnight. We're seeing a lot of volatility in this, HEX example. But look, guys, if we look at the ratio between the two, it's really starting to flatline and stabilize. And it's stabilizing right around, the 0.8 up to 1.0 mark, okay? I would love to see this be 1-to-1 in the future. Right now, we're looking at about 0.8 to 1. So people are valuing the PulseChain native HEX about 20% higher than the Ethereum native HEX. But hey, this is going to be volatile, and hopefully eventually it'll flatline and stabilize. Like we've already seen, look at all this volatility early on. People are already selling it, buying it, selling it, buying it. It's getting tighter and tighter and tighter to eventually, maybe, hopefully, a couple weeks from now, you'll always be able to swap 1 hex for a certain percentage of an EHEX. It'll be more or less stagnant. So you have 2 USD values of your coins. And when anybody buys either one, it pumps your bag either way. So whatever coin people are coming in from, if they're buying on Ethereum, if they're buying on PulseChain, if they're buying EHEX on PulseChain, it's all great. Okay, it doesn't matter which route you come in from to buy into the ecosystem. If they're all liquidity bonded together, the whole thing goes up and down together. I should also mention that HEX is heavily tied to Pulse, and HEX is heavily tied to PulseX. And guess what? PulseX is heavily tied to Pulse. When you start to realize that all these liquidity plays are being made, they're all tied to each other. EHEX, HEX, Pulse, PulseX, even INC token. It's a closed loop ecosystem that rises and falls together as one cohesive unit. But, different strokes for different folks. If people like the store of value narrative, they'll buy HEX. If people like the layer 1 narrative, they'll buy PulseChain. If people like the DEX narrative, buy and burn, they'll buy PulseX. It's great. A little something for everyone. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get across here. So I hope you learned how to bridge assets, how to claim, quote unquote, your free PulseChain airdrop. You don't do anything. Okay, you either were holding the coins or you weren't. But I wish you all the maddest of gains. I hope you make some free money. And I hope that you and your crypto community can come over to the Better Network, the country where you're treated best, and enjoy all the opportunities that we have over on PulseChain Network. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, share the video. Tell the whole world about this, guys. They have to know this is really the most hyped launch in crypto history since the launch of Ethereum, pretty much. So thanks, and I'll see you on the next video.